I personally regret every single tattoo I've ever gotten. I started getting them at 18, and since I was maybe 10 years old, I was going through some identity crisis, wanting to be loved, wanting to be accepted, and
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to Bare Bone Truth. And today we're going to be talking about a hot topic that I've been seeing float around the interwebs, and that is about tattoo regret. I am 29 years old, and yes, I do have a tattoo of my own. And yeah, I got this when I was, I think I was 21. I went with one of my old friends. She's like completely tatted, all of her arms. Very beautiful, very pretty. And so she went with me to get my first tattoo, and I got an airplane. You see that? Yeah. And I always wanted to get tattoos. Like, I really wanted a lot more tattoos. I was going to go risky and get them on my hands. Yeah. It wasn't until about 26 years old, no, when I turned 27, 28, was when I was like, thank God I did not get those tattoos. Thank goodness I didn't get anything on my hand, and thank goodness I only got this one. But I'm not gonna lie, like, I do regret that one tattoo. So I can just imagine if I would have gotten more, because I went to job interviews and they were like, yeah, no tattoos. If there is a tattoo, you have to hide it. And you can't wear makeup. A lot of people will say, oh, just cover it with makeup, but makeup, like the one type that you wear on your face, that stuff comes off. It will rub off on your uniform, on the desk, anything it touches, because it's just simply makeup. Another option is that you can wear long sleeves, but I'm like, you have to wear long sleeve in the summer over a little tattoo? I'm like, nah. No, 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 no. And like, I also had piercings. I have my second hole pierced. It's still good. I had my industrial, my tongue, my lip, like you can see that there. And I had my nose piercing. My nose pierced. I took out my nose piercing about 4 months ago, and that was because I was going to a job interview that I didn't get. But they were like, yeah, no tattoos, no visible tattoos. You have to wear a long sleeve, and no visible piercings other than on your ear. And so I took it out, and I realized I look so much better without my nose piercing. So I just took that out as well. And yeah, I was thinking that I was the only person that felt like this, but apparently a lot of other people feel regret over their tattoos. And I've been regretting just this one small one. But the people we're going to be watching today have a lot of tattoos. And there's something I want you all to notice throughout the video that I'm going to tell you at the end to see if you picked up on it as well. Without further ado, let's get started.
I hate my tattoos, and let me tell you why. So I've never, ever seen anyone talk about this openly on the internet. I personally regret every single tattoo I've ever gotten. I started getting them at 18, and since I was maybe 10 years old, I was going through some identity crisis, wanting to be loved, wanting to be accepted, and for me that was my way to do that. And I'm not the same person I was 20 years ago. You're not going to find many heavily tattooed people admit that. Whenever somebody asks me about a tattoo, should I get a hand tattoo? No, please don't get it, or at least wait a long time until you're 100% certain that you want it. And everyone is always shocked that I say that, and I wish I had somebody when I was younger to tell me that. I have 2 boys, and they know I don't want them to get tattoos. However, if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. And who am I to say no? It's been a few years now, but I started getting a few small tattoos removed, and it's painful. If I had the opportunity and the money, I would completely remove every single tattoo on my body. You best believe as soon as I hit 1 million followers on here, I will be getting a full body tattoo removal, and I will be taking you all with me. Now, don't get me wrong, I love tattoos. I have many tattooed friends. I think they're beautiful. I think they're unique. It shows your creative side. I have nothing against tattoos, but personally, I regret every single tattoo I've ever gotten. Anyways, I just wanted to come on here and say that. I know I have a lot of younger girls that follow me, and I just wanted to be open and honest about what people don't talk about. All right, guys, have a great day.
First of all, let's give her a round of applause for being real, for being honest, because a lot of people are not going to be honest. Especially with the fact that she said that the more, like, a lot of people who are heavily tattooed will not tell the truth and be like, yeah, I wish I didn't get all these tattoos. But her arms and stuff, they look really good. I'm not gonna lie, they look really, really good. But now that she wants to remove them, it's like, that's a lot to remove. And when they do the lasers and stuff like that, it's sort of like you're damaging your skin to get that ink out of it. And she has a lot of work done. And I'm sure that you guys are curious to see what does the process of getting these tattoos removed. Because the next person that's on this next video, you're probably shocked that they are actually getting theirs removed.
So I just landed in LA. Today is my 18-year sober anniversary, and what better way to celebrate that than by getting a bunch of tattoos lasered off at the removery. Check it out. Thank you so much. Thank you. Does it look ugly?
It looks like it does not look cool. Your neck got hit by a car.
Come with me to remove a tattoo that I regret getting. I got this tattoo when I was 17 and I really wanted it, but my taste has changed. Most of you guys probably didn't even know I had one because I never show it. It's pretty big. It's 3 sword lilies on my ribs. If you're wondering what it feels like getting zapped with a rubber band with a hint of hot cooking grease. It's spicy, but it's quick. This only lasts maybe a minute total. This is only my second session and it's starting to fade, but it's gonna take at least 2 years, maybe more, for total removal. The tech said she thinks I'll see a lot of progress after this session, so stay tuned for an update. And for anyone watching who's considering a tattoo or doing anything permanent to their body, definitely make sure it's something that you won't grow out of or change your mind about.
First of all, Kat Von D, she is the freaking queen. She's the queen of tattoos. She also has an amazing makeup line, like very great quality. So my thing is this: if the queen of tattoos is having regret about some of her tattoos, she's getting them removed because her arms are blacked out. That's what they're called, and there's no once you go get something blacked out like that, it's a done deal. So I'm thinking she's just doing the other pieces that are like individual pieces. That's what I'm picking up. And I do know that on her TikTok, she's going in about how she's becoming more religious. And so because of that, she's been removing some of her tattoos. But if the queen of tattoos is like flinching, because I don't know if you guys heard it, like rewind it back to when Kat Von D was getting hers removed, she was doing like noises and stuff. If she can't handle it, I know I can't. I know I can't because that looks painful. And the thing is, I was thinking that the session was going to take like, a couple of minutes or something. It was like a minute. And I think it's because the pain is that bad that they don't want to like do too much at one time. You have to do it in sessions. So I'm like, when you think about that, it really gets you thinking about, is this something that you actually really want, or are you doing it because you're young and you don't, your brain hasn't developed, you want a certain aesthetic? Because I know for me, my aesthetic has changed greatly. Ask anybody who went to school with me or my friends or my family members. I am more girly now. Like my nails, my face, my eyelashes, like everything is just more feminine. And so yeah, I'm happy I didn't go down this path.
Like the thought of seeing these tattoos on my wedding day, forget it.
I'm so glad people are coming out and saying they don't like their tattoos anymore, because I don't like my tattoo anymore. I've got these 2 giant black wings on my back, and like that just doesn't fit my aesthetic anymore. So on my wedding day, I've got this beautiful gown and like the back is open, and then I've got these 2 black wings, and it's like, that's just not the look I was going for. So let me show you what I did. I bedazzled my tattoo and it pressed it up and made it pretty.
Imagine, if you will, that you put a shirt on once when you were in your 20s, and now you have to wear that for the rest of your life. And that is what it feels like to get heavily tattooed before you turn into a fully developed adult human. I wanted to talk about, there's like a lot of reasons to regret my tattoos, but today specifically I wanted to talk about not matching my aesthetic, right? So I think if you ask almost anybody that's over 30, if they have a better idea of who they are in their 30s than they did in their 20s, they're gonna be like, oh my God, yes. I have all of these tattoos that don't necessarily reflect who I am at 36. They might have reflected a moment in time in my 20s, maybe a moment in time that I was like not doing so well mentally, and they are here forever. Before anybody says anything, no, I'm not getting all of my tattoos removed. Like, that's not even feasible. Don't even suggest it. Generally, I have like a lot more femme, girly aesthetic than I did when I was younger. I was a lot more dark and spooky and moody, and now like I have adult problems. I'm back to doing a bunch of stuff I liked to do when I was a kid, like collecting antiques and spending time outside, and I wear a lot of white and ruffles. My aesthetic just does not match. No shade to the artists, still get a ton of compliments on them, just wish that they weren't on my body. But I wanted to come on here and put myself out there and say I was told that I would regret my tattoos when I got older. I am older and I do regret my tattoos, and you might too.
This is why you listen to older people. When you're in your early 20s, listen to me. I'm sure some of you are that young. When they're telling you, hey, you might not want to do that. Hey, you might not want to do that either. Listen to them. Listen to them. Because if you guys have noticed something, a lot of the people that are saying that they regret their tattoos, even when I was doing more research and finding more content for this video, I noticed that we are all women, and we are all between the ages of about 27, 26 to, I'd say, early 40s, right? When does our brain finish developing? At 26 years old. We start regretting our tattoos starting at the age of 27, and it just continues until we do something about it or just accept it. I'm just saying, I'm not saying there aren't any guys out there that don't regret their tattoos. I've noticed that when men get tattoos and they regret like one tattoo. Like he probably got it when he really wasn't in his right frame of mind. Something like that. Or a tattoo of his ex or whatever. But we tend to regret the whole package. Okay, ladies? So please definitely think about that before you get a tattoo. Before I play this last clip, I want you to remember they're going to tell you their age at the beginning of the video. Keep their age in your brain. Listen to what they're saying. Listen to how they speak. Remember how I said that we start to regret our tattoos by the age of 27? Our brain starts actually becoming fully matured by the age of 26. Think about that while you're watching this clip. This is the Bare Bone Truth Final Bite video, and I will see you all next time.
Now that tattoo regret thing is trending, I have to talk about my experience as someone that started getting tattoos at like 14, 15. I got a bunch really young. I'm 22 now, and I'm pretty heavily tattooed. I have all my ribs, my hips, my whole back. Yeah, done. And I have really big pieces too. People ask me all the time if I regret any of them, because I do. Like, you can't really tell right now, but I have very big, bold, dark pieces. And the answer is like, no, absolutely not. I do not regret any of them. I knew from like when I was super young that I wanted to be tattooed. It's like I love my aesthetic of them and all of that, but I just knew I was someone that wanted to be covered in tattoos. And I think that's the difference between people that have tattoo regret now and people that don't. I always pictured myself with tattoos. I feel like my friends and family tell me that when they see old pictures of me without tattoos, which the old pictures are very young of me because I'm only 22 and I have like a lot of my body covered, that they don't even see that. Like I look like so much more like myself with my tattoos than when I didn't have them. And I fully agree. Like even the tattoos that I wouldn't necessarily pick to get now, I don't regret them. And I think a lot of the tattoo regret, I tend to see the same exact tattoos that people are regretting. And it is just that like style that was trendy a few years ago, like kind of 2020, some before that. And it's honestly, it's just trendy tattoos. Like that's the easiest way to say it. And always, okay, maybe not always, but it's hands and fingers and neck, places that I will never get tattooed. As someone that does want to be covered in tattoos, I will never get my hands, my fingers, or my neck tattooed. I have the back of my neck tattooed, but that's a little bit different to me. I'm staying away from like the front of my body. I have some stuff that wraps around, but yeah, like this area and like my legs, I'm not planning to get really tattooed. I've always gone to the same tattoo shop since I was a young girl, and they're very traditional style and traditional tattooers, like exactly what you picture as tattooers and a tattoo shop. That's what I go to, which is intimidating. And I think there is, well, not really to me, but like the vibe is intimidating, but I understand that. But I see a lot of these new tattoo shops that are kind of trendy, almost look like hair salons. Like I don't know how to describe it, like almost look like med spa type things, and not tattoo shops, not artists tattoo shops. And they do everything on AI, they do everything on iPads. It just seems like dead art, and my tattoo artists aren't like that. I basically let them have free reign. They know what I like, they know me, they know my personality, and I am lucky to have like that relationship with like my shop. But I think it is something, you know, it's permanent artwork on your body. I think they should know you, and they should know your vibe and your energy, and I've just never been let down. The stuff I see people regretting is just like stuff that they try to be so meaningful with, and I honestly don't think tattoos need that much meaning. I don't think it has to be a deep quote. I have a couple quotes on me. I have a couple words. I have my son's name, a tattoo for my grandpa. I have a tattoo that says dad, and I have carpe diem on my hip. And my thing with quotes and tattoos is like, if you get something really meaningful, and a lot of times you get it in script or you get it in cursive or a different language and people ask what it says, then you have to tell them almost like a deep quote. And then it's just the reactions will be kind of like, oh, okay, you know, because it's like so deep. I just don't think tattoos need to be deep. I think you're either a tattoo person or you're not a tattooed person. And I think too many people got tattooed, and obviously that's why it's tattoo regret. But that's not common. Like a lot of people don't have that vibe. A lot of people don't, you know, I just think it's more rare than what it's been made out to be the last few years. And yeah, a lot of people that aren't tattoo people got tattooed, and that's where the regret is coming from. And I think it should be more niche. I think tattooing should be and is more niche than what it got really normalized to be. And yeah, I will never get any of my tattoos removed. Like as of now, if I don't want any of them, I'd get them covered. The only tattoos I regret, which I don't regret any of them, but that I wouldn't get again, are just stuff that's too small and kind of in awkward spots that I can't get like a really big piece that I want there, so I have to cover it. Yeah, the only regrets I've had with tattoos is like when I've gone too small, and that's what I tell people. Or when girls ask me for tattoo advice, I'm like, just don't go small, just don't go small. And they're like, oh, I'm getting a tiny one. And it's like, no, that actually messes up everything. And yeah, that's my experience with tattoo regret. I've actually only become more addicted to tattoos as I get more. And yeah, you'll never see me in a laser shop personally, unless I'm getting something lasered to cover it easier with something bigger.